So for the past like 4 months, I have essentially been unemployed. I do jobs, like independently contracted work. I do those on occasion, and I make good money from that. But usually they usually just take a week of my life at a time, and then I make. I mean, it's a pretty good gig. I make enough money to survive off of for a month or so. And so it's pretty nice because I just go work a week and then I just have the rest of that month to, do whatever I want to do with my time. What I've been doing with my time is making YouTube videos, and I've actually really enjoyed it. I started this channel with the intention of posting as much as I possibly can and consistently. And that's kind of why I post random things. I mean, maybe they are kind of random, somewhat random, not totally random. But anyways, my goal is just to post every day if I can possibly do that. And the reason that I've made that goal is because I hope to turn this into something, make YouTube work out for me. That's the dream, right? That's a dream that I've had for so long, and it would be so cool if I can make that happen. But one thing I've noticed is it is so difficult to make it work because my life isn't YouTube. I have a life outside of YouTube, and I realize, like, when I don't have these other jobs coming up to where I can support myself with it, then I have to find a different way to make money so that I can survive. And that sucks. Like today, I just started my first day at a job that's very temporary, but still, and it just takes up my entire day, and it makes it really difficult to have the motivation to go and record a video when you're outside in cold weather, walking, you're just working, you're doing physical labor, and then you come home and you're just tired. And it's just something I would never do if I didn't have to figure out where money's going to come from to pay for a house. Not even a house, a living, I'm nowhere near being able to afford a house. And food and, other necessities. And I get that life isn't always just about doing things that you want to do and never doing things you don't want to do. I 100% get that. And I think you should. I think being able to do things you don't want to do is a very good skill to have. However, it just sucks when there's a dream you have and you want so badly to make it happen, but then you have these other things, these other obligations that you essentially have no choice but to do them. Like I could stay unemployed, but then I would be broke and I would have no money, and I would have to die. I mean, I'm getting married in less than 2 weeks. How am I going to provide for my future wife? There's just things that I am responsible for, and I can't just back out on those responsibilities. So what I'm trying to say is life really makes it difficult to pursue your dreams. And I don't know if that's exactly, I don't know whose fault that is, right? I mean, we could blame it on the way that society has set up, employment and currency and money. But also, I mean, at the same time, the way it is set up would make you know, certain people make a living off of YouTube. They make a living off of making videos, and that's what I want to do. So the problem is you can try to blame things. You can try to blame external sources, or you could just accept that they are what they are. And I think, at least what I've been thinking recently, is that I kind of need to do that. I just need to accept that making videos and posting consistently and as often as I want to is going to get really hard, because for the next I don't know, it's April, almost May, and until September I'm going to be fully employed, working, you know, more than full time. It's going to be taking up all of my time. And I've been thinking, like, what am I going to post? I don't know. I'm going to some of the time I'm not even going to be home. I'm going to be traveling for work. How am I going to post? What am I going to post? You know, I won't have my PC. I won't be able to record gaming videos. I have a laptop that I could bring and maybe try to record something on my phone, but I don't know. And so I've been thinking about this. It's like, I have two options. I just do what I can and I keep posting, and maybe my videos are garbage. Maybe nobody wants to watch them. Maybe I'm not good at making videos and I need to give up on this dream I have. Or I just keep hanging on to the dream and doing whatever I can to progress there, no matter what it is. And I feel like that's what I need to do, because there's always a million excuses to not do something. There's always, yeah, I mean, you could find any excuse to not do anything. I mean, even some of the best things in your life that you could possibly do, you could still find excuses to not do them. I mean, I'm about to marry a woman who I love more than anything, and there's people who make excuses for me as to why that wouldn't be a good idea, why you're gonna regret getting married, and it's just crazy. So what I'm trying to say is, life gets in the way of your dreams, but only if you let it. And I think in the past I've really let life get in the way of my dreams, of pursuing them. And I let life be an excuse as to why I can't do this thing or I can't do that thing. Oh, I gotta go to work. I gotta make money. I got to buy car insurance and health insurance. So, I don't have money to spend on this or that. And while, any of them are valid, I don't think anyone's gonna be like, wow, this guy stopped making YouTube videos because he had to go work. No one's gonna make fun of me for that, but I feel like I would regret it. I feel like I would regret doing that. I would regret making the excuse and just giving up on the dream. So, yeah, overall, that's kind of what I was thinking about today, because like I said, today was my first day on the job of a new job, and I was thinking, like, how it's not fulfilling. Now, there's all types of work that are fulfilling for people, and that's fantastic. I'm not saying that, like, that there are jobs that are unfulfilling. Like, there is a job for everyone. There's going to be people who find fulfillment in things that nobody else would. And that's fantastic, and I feel like you're kind of made that way for a reason. But for me, this job that I'm working, it's not fulfilling for me. It's not my end all. It's not, oh, this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life and I'm gonna be happy with it. And yeah, so now I'm just kind of yapping again, which is my favorite thing to do. But once again, just trying to say, there's always a million reasons to not do something, and life, at least for me, has been the main reason I've not done a lot of things. You know, I can't spend some time of my life not going to school, because then I'm not progressing. I'm not working towards getting a degree to which I'm going to find a job doing. You know, I could spend 4 years going to school and get a degree for something that I may not even end up using. You know, I might not use a degree. And, you know, or I could spend 4 years making YouTube videos and trying to make that a thing, but there's this societal stigma around that thing, and I fell right into it. You know, honestly, I would probably even look at other people the same way, like, oh, that's your big plan? You want to make YouTube videos? Like, keep dreaming, bro. So, yeah, what I'm trying to say is, I think society kind of, not only do excuses get in the way of you pursuing your dream, but society does. The stigma around pursuing some big dream, some atypical way of life that people are gonna look at you weird for thinking this is acceptable, you know? And I wish people were more understanding and more supportive of things. I know there's some people, you know, there's parents who fully support their children and the dreams that they have, and I think that's amazing. You know, like there's parents who, like, their kid wants to be a pro skateboarder, and so they, you know, they buy them a skateboard, and they do all these things to help support that dream and let them know, like, if this is what you want to do, you can do it. And my parents are extremely supportive, but they also, you know, while it's like, you know, it's your life and you get to choose what you want to do with it, there's also, like, you know, there's certain things you can do to have a better chance at being financially well and being able to support yourself, and maybe making videos isn't going to support you. And, you know, it's really not. I've been posting for, like, I think it's almost been 3 weeks, you know, and I don't know how much time I've really put into it, but, you know, 3 weeks of posting pretty much every day, it takes commitment, and it requires me to take time out of my day where I could be doing other things to do this. And to some people, they think, you know, that's diabolical behavior to spend time in your day making YouTube videos that not many people watch, and not many people watch. You're not making any money off of it. You could be doing something that's going to make you money, but, you know, I don't want to use ChatGPT to write me a website and call a bunch of people and try to sell them this website. I don't want to go sell solar panels to people who don't even need that, or sell pests. Like, that's all stuff I could do. I could do it. And I'm not trying to hate on anyone who does, but for me, when I think about those things, I think, like, this doesn't sound fulfilling to me. I don't want to do that. I would love to do something that is actually fulfilling and that I like to do. I want to wake up and feel excited for what is on my agenda for the day. I don't want to wake up for a 9 to 5 or some blue collar job and think, wow, today's going to be a rough day, you know, just another day being a brick in the wall. And yeah, and like I said, some people find fulfillment in these jobs, and that is perfectly fine. For a while, I actually thought that was going to be me. I thought I was going to be one of those people who worked, you know, just a normal job and was okay with it. And I was okay with it because I let myself be okay with it. Sometimes that's what you got to do. But at the end of the day, there's certain passions that you have, and I feel like you have them for a reason, and to ignore them because they're atypical, or you're gonna be frowned upon by society or people who are close to you, or whatever the reason is, I feel like it's doing yourself a major disservice by ignoring your passion. And so yeah, that's kind of, I think that's pretty much about all I wanted to talk about. It's another 15-minute yap and reach in some Minecraft. Finally finished my house. It looks pretty dookie, I can't lie, and the ceiling's really short, but you know, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know in the comments what you think. Maybe my opinions about things are totally wrong, and if they are, I want to know. Tell me your thoughts, because I'd love some good quality conversation about it. Once again, thanks for watching the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch y'all in the next one.